Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Jeff. You can call me Jeff. And today I'm playing a demo of an early access game called Combine and Conquer. Uh, like I said, it's an early access. It's version 0.2.1 as I'm recording this. And it's from Martin Buck Software. It's going to be pretty reminiscent of other factory building, colonizing kind of games that you've seen, but it also has some pretty unique elements that I think you will also find interesting. I'm going to have the game guide up in another window just so I can kind of read along and get the guide for hotkeys and stuff because, like I said, it's early access and there is no built-in guide or help yet. I know the developers said they're working on that. So what we're starting with here is a planet. I believe this is quote Earth. We have mountains and regular ground where we can build and water where we cannot. But we can also keep zooming out, and here we have, yes, planet Earth. No titanium present, you'll notice. If we keep zooming out, you'll see there are other planets we can go to. There's Kerbin and Pluto and Jupiter. And I don't know, I didn't try. Looks like that's it for now. All right, but we're gonna start here on Earth. And if I zoom way in, we'll eventually get to where you can see resources on the ground. Where'd they go? This happened to me once before. Let's go back to Earth mode. I think it switched to space mode. So if I zoom in, now we can see our resources. And here, actually, this is a pretty good spot. Here we have coal, iron, and copper ore. And what's on my cursor right now is called the starter. This is, it's the starter. It's the first thing you place, and it sort of acts as the center of your base. The square around it is the area of influence, and I'm only going to be able to build within the area of influence of this thing. So I want to place it where I can reach copper, iron, and coal here. Later on, you can place more buildings to spread that area of influence. But just to start with, you want to make sure that you can build within this area. So I'll click to place that. And if I hit escape, it'll clear that out. So right now it's showing my area of influence. Over in, what is it, render settings, you can change that. So it's, which one is it? This one? I can turn that off if I don't want the extra white area there. Oh, I didn't even notice there's some coal right up there too. So what we're going to do in this one is basically we're going to build up a factory, and some resources like titanium right now are not on this planet. You saw that when we were in space mode. Gotta zoom out. So here, planet Earth does not have titanium. We will have to go to other planets in order to get titanium to build our better resources, or better items, more interesting research and things like that. But anyway, to get started, we're going to build a couple of mines. So I'm going to build one on iron over here. And I'm going to, whoops, I keep trying to use WASD to move. You just click and drag. Okay, I'm going to put coal over here. And what you'll see when I hover on them in the overlay palette down here, I have a certain number available in that upper right. So I have 8 available, and I will eventually run out unless I build more. You also see the amount of energy they use. That's what that NRG minus 10 is. I've placed 2 of them. Down here, we have our energy stats. So right now we are using 20. Our starter gives us 500 energy, and we haven't stored up any energy. Like I'm assuming there's batteries or something in the future here. Do I want to see the minor area? Oh, because I'm in builder mode, it's showing me the area of influence. This toggles the minor area. So if I clear this, it won't show that area anymore, but I can turn it on and off with that. Cool. All right, so I'm mining up coal and iron. We use arms, which are like grabbers, and you can see there's an arrow that I can rotate around. I'm going to pull it out this way. Trying to decide how I want to build what I'm going to build here. I'll pull them out going up. You can see I have 28 of them now. And we have belts. And these work pretty much the same. I think I can right click and drag. Yes. And I'll rotate it around and drag this way. All right, so we're mining up iron and coal. That's great. These, I wonder what those bars mean. Oh, activity cooldown? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I was messing around with the settings a little bit before starting, so I got a little confused. Do these take energy? They do. They take 1 each. So they're not quite free, but we're also not quite anywhere close to 500. So if I look at the guide, the next thing they suggest doing is putting down pulling those things out, and yes, we're going to make some plates out of this. So we're going to make iron plates. And to do that, we'll need to go to processing and select a furnace. We should have room to turn each of these. Put that down there, and I'll turn these belts now, like so, just in case we need more of them further on. And I'll use an arm on each side to put that in. And there we have it. We're smelting ore, smelting iron ore. You can see we have plates in it. Next, now that we have plates, we want to take those out. So I'll grab another arm and pull them out this way. And then I'll go back to... Okay, I'll just put a few of these down. A line like that. Then I'll go back to production and grab an assembler. And the assembler is where I can take those plates and make them into something else. So, put down the assembler and get an arm for it. What I have to do now is select a recipe for it. And I do that by switching from the structures view over to the items view. If I click on that, a lot of this looks the same, except that we can go to, is it, tools, energy, space, other, the things to build these things, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So if I go to, where are they? There we go, processing. So I want to make gears. And gears, you can see, take 2 iron plates and produces 1 gear. So I'll click on gear, which puts that on my cursor, and then I click on the assembler to set the item. Cool. Now I have an assembler making a gear, and when the green lights go off, it'll be all done. You can see the arm loading it up. So there's some internal buffer on it, I guess. But also I'm going to go ahead and pull out gears here and put them on a belt. Put a couple going this way. Whoops. Single right click doesn't work. And we have it. We have some belts pulling out iron plates, and we have some gears coming out. There we go. If I zoom in close enough, I can see the recipe and what's inside. All right, next up on our list, we're going to want to start replacing the stuff that we're building. Because, like, we're going to run out of furnaces, and we're going to run out of assemblers or belts. We have lots of belts. The assemblers, I think, are probably a little more complicated. What do they take? Takes 10 gears to make an assembler? That's not too bad, actually. I assumed it would take plates and copper and other stuff, too. 15 iron plates for a burner. But a slightly more complex recipe would be making belts, which take an iron plate and a gear. So it also very nicely shows you the raw cost. It's 3 iron plates. So if I want to make belts, we'll put down an assembler. I'm not going to do it right there. Not quite yet. I don't know. I can move it later. When you pick things up, you do lose the resources. I just hit the delete button. So maybe I don't want to put it in there. Trying to think how I want to do this without splitters and all the other nice things I've gotten used to in other factory games. Which, don't worry, we'll be researching some fun stuff in a little bit here. So if I put gears in and I put plates in, I can go over here to production, and I wanted to make belts. Put belts, pick the belt, which already was selected. I keep doing that. And I set that here. There you have it. Now we're making belts. And what you'll see, oh wait, not yet. When we're ready, we can pull an arm out, and then we have to build one more thing to be able to actually use those belts. You see we've got, we still only have 43 of these. And if we wait around for another belt to be produced, there we go. We still only have 43 available. In order to actually get to use them, what we have to do is build a provider. And these structures placed into this, this item type, or this structure, can be placed on the planet. So these are the things that send it into your inventory, is another way to put that. Since it's a structure, we are going to have to use an arm to put it in. And just in case we need belts somewhere else, I'm going to do it like this. Probably should have made 3 there, but whatever. So it put those straight into the provider. And if I look here, we now have 45 available. And if we keep watching, here comes another one. Just put in, now we have 46. So this is how we make the numbers go back up. We don't have to go to a chest somewhere, grab stuff out, and place it out of a limited carrying inventory. We just put it into these providers, and we're good to go. Next up, let's go ahead and make some more of these assemblers and furnaces, because I'm sure we're going to use a lot of those. So those only took plates. I might as well do them in a line here. me... I don't know if I want to leave a gap. I kind of want to leave a gap, but I don't know if I want to take the extra space or if there's a reason to leave a gap right now. I'll just go ahead and put these down, and we'll switch view to the items here. We're going to have one making assemblers. So this takes, you know, the cursor is showing us it's only going to take gears. Oh, I messed that up. This is only going to take plates. So I did already mess up. Let me fix this before I mess up even more. Let me switch back to structures. Delete that. We will still make our furnace here, but we'll make the assembler up here where the gears are. Drag that here. I'm considering this more of a learning / starter base kind of thing, so I'm not too concerned about, making sure everything is laid out and reusable. Basically, I just want to get to research and start unlocking the more interesting belts and stuff. So the assembler takes gears, that's this one. And the furnace takes plates, which is this one. And we'll have arms coming out and coming out. I'll have belts here, rotate it to here, and bring it in there. Great, now we will see our number available go back up for these things eventually. Our energy consumption's going up. All right, so we just made an assembler. We have 4 furnaces available still because we're still waiting. Are we waiting for... Nope, there it comes. I thought maybe we were waiting for iron plates because all these blew past it already. But there we go. Very cool. Obviously, we need more furnaces to keep up with demand, but we'll get there eventually. Just taking another look at the guide. Yeah, this is probably a good time to look at research. So Shift T to get to research, or just come in here. And what you can see is, I haven't looked at this yet, but there's crossings, which unlocks a normal crossing. I think that means belts that can go over each other. This one unlocks mergers and splitters, but requires 2-belt mixing, which is here. And for these things, we're going to need research tokens. That's what RT stands for. So there's RT1, research token level 1. There's different levels here of the electric furnaces. There's RT1, RT2, and RT3. So quite a few things over here. Fast mergers and splitters. Extra fast ones. Unlocks RT5. Okay. So I think crossings and 2-belt mixing were the ones that were recommended in the guide because they give you some interesting... I keep using the word interesting, but it is interesting. They unlock very useful belt variations. So swapper normal and mixer normal. I think I will go ahead and research crossings first. I'll select that, but I need to actually be generating the research tokens and I think putting them into a provider. All right, Shift T does not take me back out. Shift Q. Okay. So I need to research or make the research tokens. How do I make those again? See, that's space, other, influence. Oh, you can make a chest. Cool. Provider, lab. There we go. So the labs use the tokens, and we can, the more labs we have, the faster it'll go. Because we're not actually doing the research yet. Yeah. Is it under production, mining? Modules, this is very interesting. We'll get there very soon. How do I make the research tokens? You have to craft research tokens of the required tier and place them into the labs to spend them. The more labs have the required tokens available, the faster the research will progress. So where are the research tokens? Energy, solar, battery, or burner. Oh, it's just going to be something we produce here, isn't it? Motor, chip, screw, cable, computer, or rod. Materials, spinning. Looking for, I think it's shaped like a, there it is, a magnifying glass. So it just takes one iron plate. That's not too terrible. Let's put down a couple of assemblers, maybe. Let's do the good old, can I build it like here? Let's see, I need 1, 2, 3, that'll be too far. Yep, so you cannot place it outside of the influence range. But I can put it, let's say here. And then I'll run my belt. Some really spaghetti looking stuff going on here. I love it. Here and here. And then we'll take out here, and then run a belt. So I believe, yeah. Oh no, we feed these straight into one of the labs. So we'll build a lab in a moment. These will feed into a belt like this, and then the lab's in here. Yes. Put the lab right here. I don't know if I want to build over the copper, but I also need running up against the edge of my influence here. Can't afford a lab. What's it cost? Anyway, let's start making the research here. Click and click, and we'll start making the research tokens. They're already coming out. That's pretty quick. That'll burn right through all of our plates. Awesome. Excuse me. So, there we are making research. Now I just have to figure out how to... What does it cost? 50 energy. Oh, I don't have any. I have to craft one. Yikes. Okay. So, crafting one is 15 chips. Dang it. We're going to have to go all the way back through. Chips cost iron plates and wire. Wire is copper, so I need to start smelting wire. Okay. So, not as ready for research as I had hoped. Let's rearrange things maybe. So can I just... Yes. Just hovering on something and hitting delete on my keyboard deletes this, this, and this. We'll sneak another furnace in here. Did that sound Midwestern enough? It's gonna, oops, sneak past you. Okay. Got these belts here. I don't know why I ran it as far as I did. In and out. So now we should be producing... Well, that was dumb. Okay, now I'm not pulling this out. What did I do? How do I change this? How do I fix it? How do I run around? Be a long way to go around. I didn't think it through. Let me stop this before we get too much further. And I'll let that burn down a little bit. Go ahead and stop mining up this too. I don't want to completely waste everything. The research tokens are all built and backed up. There's 2 sitting in the machine and several out here on the belt. I guess I could put them into a chest if I have one. I have 10 chests available. Let's do that. The way we just use up plates. What's in here? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Numbers on there. 20. Cool. So 20 is what we have, not what it holds. Unless it is. I really don't know. Search tokens. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I'm actually going to have these belts come up and across somehow. Or maybe I just settle for having 1 furnace only. Let's do that, actually. Leave these. Now that that's empty, let's put the belt back the way it was. Out here. I think when we get the mixing belts, we'll be able to have more of these going at once. What else was I going to do? I need to start mining and smelting copper. And which spot did I want to use for this? If I pull up a miner, that one's too far away, but I can smelt it. Mine here and smelt it. I could also, like, belt it up here and have a lot more space. Maybe I should have done that to start with, right? In any case, I'll mine it here and start smelting it. I think I'll just direct insert for now. I need coal also, which conveniently there's some right here. According to the guide, whatever there's the most of under the miner's influence is what will get mined. So it shouldn't, if I have it here, it shouldn't do coal and iron. It'll just do iron. If I have it here, I don't know what happens. But if I have it here, it'll definitely only get coal. I'll put that there, because it's mining coal. And we'll run a belt down this way. Obviously, not my preferred or permanent final setup here. This is not my final answer. We got coal coming down, making copper. Someday. Once we have copper, then we can make... What all did we need for our research lab? We need 15 chips. So we'll need an assembler making chips. And the chips cost an iron plate, which we'll have some over here. I can just put those out onto a belt maybe. And it'll take wires. So I'll need an assembler making wires out of the iron plate and wires. Just copper plates for wires. The chips are iron and wires, so let me put, just to sort of map this out, I'm going to want iron plates from, I think I'm going to grab them off here and belt them this way. So iron plates going into here to make chips. It's not quite where I want it either. I'll put it down a little bit. And over here, we're going to be making the, mark these, I'm thinking. So there we go. So the chips will be made there, where we can belt over the iron plates. We'll be making wires here from the copper plates we're pulling out of here. And these will go into there. So let's pull this off. Let's delete back a couple of these. Oh, and I should start this back up. Almost forgot this. And just delete these back to here. Put this over here and actually turn it down. Need to delete that and put it in. Turn it this way just in case for later. Oh wait, it's down here. Not going to this one. So do come this way. Delete. Drag it backward. Yep, see, that's why I did it. I want to... Nope. Shift R does not rotate the other way. It goes to the modules view. Turn it that way, turn it that way. Okay, and arm in, arm out. Arm in here, and arm out here. Belt's going this way, and belt, whoops. Belt going down there. And we should start getting chips. Did I mess up? I'm gonna need plates here too, aren't I? Nope, just chips. Okay. So one more assembler. I have 8 available. Good. I'm sure we'll need chips for other things too. So 1, 2, 3. And we'll set this to be making research. With the labs. And I don't know if I want to keep making those permanently, but for now, what we'll do is just start putting those into the provider. Right? Oh, no, I didn't make arms anywhere. I'm gonna have to delete some. What do we need to make arms? Iron plates and gears. Okay. So we have those things here. But I somehow... I have 7 of them. And you'll be making arms. Arms here. So I don't have arms. Right. I don't need more research points yet. What do I have? 20? Okay. Let's delete these arms for the sake of making more. Thank you for your sacrifice. So if I pull plates off and put them in, nice. Over here, I can pull gears out onto a belt. I'm on the wrong menu. Pull gears out to there and insert them. That was exactly the number of arms I had. I now have 0 available. That means I won't be able to pull them out. Them in. We will work it out. This is my assembly labs. They can come out here and go up. And the arms can come out there and go down this way. And then we'll have an arm putting them in there. But for now, we're waiting for this to back up so that the gears can get more. Ugh. What I should have done was put the belts up above. Even then, that would have been tricky to work out. Because I couldn't have one belt coming up and... Yeah. Tricky. Here comes some gears, finally. And this arm is pulling them out first. Delete that one and put it over here. That way we get some gears in here. And then eventually we'll get another arm out of here and it'll go down here where once we have more arms. Oh, I'm gonna have to delete one more somewhere. Might as well do it here. We're not pulling those anyway. Of an arm here. Once we get our final... Oh, it's actually crafting now. Cool. Here comes an arm. It'll come down into our provider and we'll have arms again. We can start adding them back into the places where we took them from. All right. One available. Okay, so this will be pulling. We have chips. Cool. Put one there. Here comes another arm down the belt. It'll be going into here. Just put a belt between. Got a little bit of a buffer. And another arm, please. Just one more. Could I have one more? Please, please, please. Are we waiting for gears again? Okay. I think this will all get better when I unlock the better belt options. It's like when you finally get around to unlocking the splitters in Factorio, and you're like, oh, I can actually move things. And undergrounds, cross things. Great. Okay, so we're making a research lab. We can output them here. Very cool. I find it interesting that the arm that was here was always taking the gears, and this one wasn't getting any. What am I making here? Assemblers. And the problem with how I designed it then is that we're always going to be syncing all of the gears coming onto this belt into the provider here. So we'll never have gears to make the assembler unless these are slow enough to back up. Did we get our... No, we still don't have our lab. Still making that sucker. Oh, we still need 2 more chips. I didn't think they were green unless they were actively producing the thing. But I guess I'm wrong. 1 more chip. Meanwhile, how many arms we got? Just 1. What's next most important? Wait, not the research tokens yet? I think we should go for, like, continued belts and assemblers. So we can keep building stuff. So we have all of our chips and we're processing. How long do these take? I gotta be on this view. 5,000 ticks. That's a while. Our chips take 1,000 each. So this would definitely use them up faster than we're producing the chips. Honestly, that's fine. I think I'm gonna make like 1 or 2 research labs. Which I kind of don't have room for 2 of them, but... Oh well. I'll put the research labs down here, I think. At least the first one, right around here. And then we can continue on. Here comes, yes. Ta-da! Okay. Now we have 1. Yeah. Yes. Or what I'd like to do is, look at that, we have 2 arms. Yay. I'm gonna have to pull out of the box. I suppose I could leave them on the belt. For now, let's pull them out of the box. Just turn this back into a belt. I'm on a belt going like this. And I'll put the lab. Here. Oh no. The whole thing has to be inside the area. Alright. Do I have an influencer? Yes. I'll put that... at how much? Can I build it anywhere? Okay. So now I can put this right where I wanted it. There. And let's say right here. Can't afford it because we don't have it yet. Still building it. But we do have arms. Let's start researching. Check that out. So it has 5 tier 1 in it. Uh-huh. There we go. Researching. Woohoo. All right, now something else that it just occurred to me might help. I just used the ones that were available to the reach there. Let's put these back in. And I'll need one right there. But that'll be a little while. Just occurred to me that something else we could use to our advantage here is the module system. And what that lets you do is make a modular setup that you can just plunk down as one unit. And that might help with all this belt crossing, all the ins and outs of belt making. So let me try getting one of those built before I end this, this episode here. Put in and I should not have built these like I did. I don't think there's enough on there to get me all the way to the research. What if I just move it over? Move this over. There. So now this one is always grabbing the gears and these aren't getting any. So these numbers have not gone up at all. Anyway, let's try making a module. So we have our planner and we have modules. And what we do is we use the planner to make modules. This is planner mode. And I can zoom in or out. But basically what happens here is we build a thing, like a miniature factory, and then we can put that down wherever we want. So for instance, trying to think how I might use this to my advantage right now. So like if we put down an assembler and set it to make, like, say, plates and wires, maybe. I actually don't know how useful that would be for me right now. Except there's... Okay, I'll do the example that's in the guide. That's a good one. So let's say we want to make a module that creates belts, although, creates belts directly from iron plates. Belts take gears and plates, whereas the gears take iron. So if we have one assembler making gears, we have another assembler making belts. Switch. There. Then what we can do is put an arm in. I put that too far away. I move it. Let's see. Modularize. unmodularize, rotate, remove. All right, I was hoping to just pick it up and move it, but let's delete that. Ah, that picks it up. Cool. All right. So we're making gears from plates, and we're making belts from plates and gears. We'll have arms coming in for plates here and here. We'll have an arm out for our belts here. We'd have belts going along here this way. Actually, can I like shift, I think? No, control? No. How do I select? Space. Space is a little bit of a long ways off for us. All right, a few cursors, unmodularize, edit, selection, add. Stop when all things have items. Okay, that's volume. Let's see. You can activate the selection by holding shift and clicking. Nope. With it, you can select multiple structures. Okay, I don't think that's in planner mode. I think that's in the regular mode. Let me delete all these. What I want to do is shift them over a little bit by one there. I'm altering what's in the guide just a little bit to try and make it a little bit smaller. Because what I want to do is, and I have my belts coming along this way. At minimum, I need that. I will, over here, where is the, I'm looking for the sources and the sinks right now. I would think they'd be under, they're gonna be in here, aren't they? We don't build those. Not there, there. Modulus, duh. Okay, so your source is where things are coming into this module, and your sink is where things are coming out of the module. Oh, so you do have to build them, it looks like, maybe. There's 5 available, or maybe it's just that a module can only have at most 5 inputs and 5 outputs. Anyway, I'm going to output here. That's my sink. My source can come in here. And what I'll do is then have a grabber taking out of the source and putting in. And so it starts this simulation. And while the simulation is running, this will determine the speed of my module when I place it in the real world. So there it is. We have 1 output now. There are some options here. So I put stop when all sinks have items. That'll tell me how long or how efficient this is. But basically has an infinite number coming in for the simulation. And as soon as the first item hits here, it'll stop the simulation. So I'm creating belts in, how long? $17 to $13 ticks. All right, so we've made that, and now what we want to do is turn this into a blueprint or a module. So once we're satisfied with it, we can create a module by clicking the modularizing button. Not new blueprint. Modularize blueprint. And then we need to give it a name. So this will be belts. And it's added. Now the guide mentions that this may fail, and there's a certain number of reasons, like we're not outputting anything, or we already have a module with the same name, we just have to pick a different name, or the sources and sinks aren't on the edge where, you could actually use them. If they're inside interior, then you can't input and output from them. So in 1 second here, it's now in my modules. It exists here as belts. If I go back to my world, but I can select this, and what you'll see is it has a cost. It's 3 belts, 5 arms, 1 source, 1 sink, and 2 assemblers. So we have all of those things. And I can put this down wherever I want. And now I can just put an arm in here and an arm out here, and we'll be making these things. We'll be making the belts right here. So if I want to, where am I making belts now? Right here. That's sort of convoluted. Let's delete this. And this, and this. Will that fit in here, actually? No, it's a little bit too big. One of the views here is to show the interiors of a module. So that's what's going on in there. But what's neat about this system, what I like about it, is that this is one big block. I either delete it or place it all as one thing. It's different from, say, Factorio's blueprints, where, yes, you can plunk it down, but then each individual thing still needs built by either you or by bots. And if you want to take it back up, then you have to do it one piece at a time again. You mark the whole thing for deletion and out. The bots come out to tear everything up. So this will make belts by taking in 7 iron at a time and then outputting 1 belt, because what was sitting on the belt also is included in that number. What if we move the furnaces up? Let's try this. Let's save on some materials here. I'm gonna make furnaces here. And yeah, the research has completely stalled. Just tear all that up. We keep the stuff. It's just, whoop, nothing to remove there. I tried holding the delete key there. Let's pick this up and drop it. Can I rotate this? Ah, sweet. Let's just build this on the other side. I don't like that it's over that ore patch, but I'm not too worried about it. This can go here. Let's tear up these before something happens. All right, if we can. Looks like it'll probably grab 1 or more. Yeah, it's still grabbing. It's there. We could build another one for arms. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But basically, the way this module works is I can use an arm, take that out, and put it into a spider. Here. And if I stop taking them from here, delete that one just so we can see it work. All right, that should be enough. So this will start taking plates in, and it'll wait until it has all 7 of them, I guess. I haven't seen this run yet. It's pretty cool. So once all 7 of them are in, the module will kick off, right? There it goes. It's running. We can't see it running, but it is. And eventually, it'll output a belt into the provider. There it is. All right, the duration came out to 1,000. I'm not sure why though. Interesting. It was definitely 1,700 something when the simulation ran. Cool. So let's put some... Let's get these going again. Keeps looking like these are about to go past, and then it grabs it. It's teasing us. I was thinking we could also modularize making of the arms, because it's a similar thing where you have plates coming in to make gears, and then you just have more plates and gears to make the arms. And it would be almost exactly the same as this module. And I like... Let's clear this and start a new one. Oh, wait. Fast ticking, extra fast ticking, just to speed up the simulation. Restart on edit is nice. Oh wait, every time I change this, it restarts the simulation, and you just finish sooner. Do I do this? Remove this blueprint? Say okay. I think it's still... Yeah, it's still in my modules. Just the blueprint isn't there anymore. All right. So in order to make arms, it's plates and gears again. So I'll do pretty much the same setup. I have 2 assemblers with an arm in between them. Got an arm here, and an arm here, and an arm, say, nope, not there. There, because we needed belts. And our output will be... I could have it output like here. I don't know if that'd be really any better. It'd be just slightly not as wide. Do something silly like output like that. Modules. In, delete this, there. Make this as tight as possible. This one going down. Oh wait, I don't need this other arm. I don't need that arm. Or I need that there. Put my sink there and my source there. There goes. So then we can put plates in this corner and pull them out this corner. I don't know why it knows to use plates. I didn't set my recipes. This one is gears. And this one is arms. It'll run until the first item hits. I wonder if I could save on the number of belts that come in. Because this is going to wait for 32 to come in. That's kind of a big waste. Thanks. Six. 8. And any minute now, I'll put one. I guess that's a trade-off of these, is it's going to cost me 40 plates, when normally it would cost 4 and another 8, so like 12 altogether would be the normal raw cost. This costs 40. If I'm thinking that right. Let's modularize this and call it arms. Did not create it. Module would produce nothing. What do you mean? Producing arms. Why would it produce? Why is it saying it would produce nothing? Source sync. It's a It definitely put something in there. Restart it. Maybe that's all I need to do. Let's go faster. Okay. And modularize it. Arms. Why does it think it won't produce anything? I don't know, maybe I'll talk to the developer on Discord and see why this says it wouldn't produce anything. But maybe I'll try coming back to that at some point. How are we doing with... Yeah, what are we producing here again? The belts. Should have plenty. Yeah, 55. Let's try getting our research going again. To do that, we needed to have an assembly with iron plates. I'll just take them off the front of the stack there, front of the belt, and put my research right there. I have 6 of those now? Whoa. Maybe I stop that for the moment? Let some other things have some of the iron plates. The research will just come straight in here. Miscellaneous, make the research tokens here. And there we're doing some research. Nice. So it looks like it takes 5 and then does the research. All right. So research is going again. which is running faster than I expected. Once we have enough, I can stop that and we'll go back to making the other stuff. But also, when that's done, we'll have more interesting belts to work with. I want to see what those look like before I end this. One thing about the demo is it's the full game. However, you don't have saves, so I won't be able to save my progress here. That might be a good thing. This is an ugly spaghetti mess, and I might want to try redoing it from the start better. Let the bucket brigade go in there. Up, 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 up. I like the subtle machine sounds. All right, research is halfway there, and living on a prayer. Yeah, that was also 100 for swappers and mixers. Basically, I am interested in playing around with the modularization more. And I was wondering if maybe that would have helped here. I'm not sure how I would run things on the inside of a module to make it any better for having more than one furnace going. Really need more than one furnace going, but without routing it all the way around here, I don't know how I would make that really any better. I mean, I technically could. Where are they? Furnace. And have, since I have plenty of arms now, let's just do this and this. It's ugly. Delete these back. And we can pull, that's a belt. Pull. Oh no. All right, we're gonna take from here. And put on a belt this way. I'm gonna delete these. And I want to run it right into here. So this way, let's just leave a gap there. This way, and here. There. And we've doubled our iron output. Beautiful. Once those get around here, let's see if it goes any better or if the research will keep hogging it all. I'm just about to finish the research. What do you got? You got 5 on the last one. Hey, finished research of crossings. So let's look at the belts. Now we have crossings. Allows for belt intersections. And how many do I have? 0. Can't place any. First I have to... What do you take? 8 belts. Yikes. Okay. I wanted to do that. Do that over here. By moving that. Regular belts. Keep doing this wrong. Nope. There. Let's bring the regular belts down this way. And what we'll do is at the end of everything, once we're sure we're not using the belts anymore, we'll have one of those provider doohickeys. Yeah. There. But we also would like some intersections. put that down where we can. Do I want to mix them? Might as well, right? And set these to crossings. So that'll take in belts and output crossings. I don't think we're producing belts quickly enough for that to back up and let belts through, so we'll get only crossings. Might not be a good idea. We are extremely slowly, occasionally, sometimes getting enough iron coming down the pipe here to make another belt. Okay. So, yeah, I think this is probably where I'm going to call it for today. I've been playing for about an hour, and I am intrigued. I want to play with it some more. Leave me feedback in the comments. Leave the developer feedback in the comments, and I can try to point him either to the comments in the video or pass those along. In the meantime, remember to be kind. Have fun. I'll see you later. Bye.